Hey Andy, I'm just here to respond to your video on the image of atheists on YouTube. Part of the reason our image of atheism on YouTube is kind of crappy is because of the social stigma applied to all of us where, you have to be a good person, you have to have faith to be a good person, and all that nonsense, even though there are thousands upon thousands upon thousands of atheists around the country, millions around the world, that just show that that belief is absolute bullshit. Because there are people who think that, of course, I'd be going out shooting people, robbing stores, and having sex with dead strippers if I wasn't believing in God. Which really says a lot about them. And obviously point out the fact that there are many people who are religious, like the mob, the Nazis, thousands upon thousands of people throughout history who have done absolutely abhorrent things that believed in some sort of supernatural deity. I do not buy the Hitler was an atheist lie. That's bullshit. Gott mit uns! Anyways, I'm just here to state that another reason is because many atheists on YouTube get a bad rap because many of them, I won't name names, are dicks. And there's nothing wrong with an occasional dick, but when tons upon tons of atheists on YouTube are absolute dicks, you are going to get an image reinforced of atheists being just grumpy dicks who are just out to destroy everything. And that is absolute bullshit in my opinion. But they do reinforce a stereotype. It's much like, well, I'm probably going to get flack for this, but say a convenience store gets robbed and the guy happens to be black. Well, some people out there have had a negative impression of black people thanks to television, which portrays black people as being violent or prone to crime. It might be because of social factors, or they might just say it's just in their nature or some other nonsense. But it's a reinforced image, and it's reinforced when you have someone robbing a store who happens to be of that group. And so I think the same effect is having on YouTube. Plus, we've got the social stigma against atheists. Since they don't have any religious faith, they must not have morals or love or any of the things you were mentioning in your video. As for your image on YouTube, or actually your approach, changing, frankly, I applaud it. I first got into your stuff when you were a lot less prone to cursing, but I do like the new assertiveness. I think you are much more honest. I did get the impression that you were holding back parts of yourself, and I'm sure we have not seen every side of yourself, of course, But who would have thought, in a few months you'd be putting a cigar in your mouth and talking in a strange, slightly different voice, and saying bullshit and peace be the fuck with you or something like that. But anyways, a lot of Christians got the idea, oh, you changed, you hurt my little feelings. I'm sorry. You owe them no apology. You are just being yourself and expressing your opinions. You are showing actually a lot of respect for people that I have not seen from many other YouTubers. And you obviously are willing to be friends with people of faith. And I think that's fine, because I think a lot of the good that comes out of good people of faith is basically their humanity. They're the better part of their humanity. And it's not from God. They attribute it to God because I think it offers them comfort. And they're being taught that, anytime they mess up, it's because they're away from God, when it's really it's really just them fucking up. Anyways, let me check the time here. Oh, I got time. Ooh, baby. Anyways, well, one thing that really irked me, I want to go back to the person I was talking to. When I mentioned that my stepfather was a minister, he said, "Oh, you must be a good person." Well, that irritated me because there are many ministers, like the Catholic priests, that do not exemplify virtue. We have, good old ministers going out there and doing horrible things to the little altar boys, and I know I'm kind of making jokes about it when it's not really funny. Then say, okay, I mentioned my stepfather and he says, "Oh, you must be a good person," which he generally is. But here's the problem. What if instead he was saying that to someone who had a stepfather who's a minister who likes to kick puppies, likes to go out in a rusty old van and capture little children, or just someone who works with the mob? I mean, there are corrupt people in every walk of life. And to assume that one walk of life, or something similar to that walk of life, equals you have to be a good person is absolute nonsense. We've had the Catholic Church support the Nazis. We had Nazis supporting the church, and mobsters and all these other individuals. So it's all bullshit. Sorry, I'm losing my train of thought. Derail. Okay, so, but I mean, obviously you go against these, and when you do your videos, you obviously show enough respect to not go, "You stupid fucking Christians, fuck you God." Ah. But at the same time, they were expecting you to be like, "I'm an atheist, but yeah, maybe I'm wrong." Like all limp-wristed, like a little pussy. And obviously, you're not a pussy, and you're not going to worry if someone's offended, okay? There's different levels of offense. If I go out tonight wearing nothing but a trench coat and whip my dick out in front of old ladies, yeah, that kind of offense is, I think, justified to an extent. Oh God, I'm going to get the amazing atheist tongue lashing. "Daniel and Raleigh, I thought you were gonna grow, but instead you talk about whipping your dick out in front of old ladies. How many old ladies do you know, huh? How many have had a penis thrown in their face?" Sorry. But anyways, yeah, if I do that, I mean, that kind of offense is warranted. But then there's other kinds of offense, like you hear someone bash a politician that you like, and there aren't many that I like, so it's kind of easy for me. It doesn't happen often. But say someone says, "Oh, I hate Barack Obama, John McCain, or George W. Bush," although, frankly, that one, take it like a man. But if you say, "Oh, I can't stand this," and someone says, "I'm offended," you be quiet. You hurt my feelings. They just have a fragile ego. You don't have to worry about them. Anyways, this is getting up to 10 minutes. So, nice view of the chickens. They look great with barbecue sauce. they'd be great with barbecue or honey mustard. And, the duck, I love duck. But anyways, keep on rocking in the free world. Peace.